1. Welcome back to our podcast where we talk about all things. It's giving beauty,
fashion,
pop culture, and a lot of kiki. I'm your pop culture baddie.
and your fashionable Scorpio.
So join us, Mommy Tiff,
And Chan.
as we get feminine chaotic.
What?
It's the name of the podcast, Feminine Chaos. Duh.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Hi, lovers.
I'm Chan.
And I'm Tiff.
And this is the Feminine Chaos Podcast.
Woo, 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 woo,
And
woo.
it is indeed the 13th episode on Friday, the 13th.
Spooky.
And before I even ask you how your week was,
Ooh. What do we have here?
We've acquired
By the gods.
a bottle of SirDavis.
Tell
them how you got it. Tell them how you got it. Tell them how you got it.
Because I went to the Bronx and back.
The Brazonks.
The big Brazonks and
The big
back
Brazonks.
to acquire this fine cognac.
Yeah. No, this is whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah. Rye.
Rye. I don't know why I said.
And also, y'all, this is some fire-ass packaging.
It is. First of all, let's hold the bottle up. It looks sexy.
For our visual listeners.
Yes, for the visual listeners, go watch us on Feminine Chaos podcast on the YouTube.
On the tube.
And the bottle is sleek. It's glass. It's like, I don't even know how to like explain it.
It's just like, it's very elegant. It's very, let me upgrade you.
You see Renee the horse on the bottle. And
you know Renee probably got her a good cut out of that.
She did. Shout out to Renee. This was her when she was a young child.
Yes.
But yeah, nevertheless, SirDavis, and we're about to test it out.
Yep.
Straight up, take a shot.
Baddie shot o'clock. Baddie shot o'clock. And I don't know if you at work right now. I don't know if you're driving. If you're not driving, do not do this. But if you at work, step to the side. Go take you a little shot right now.
Yeah, we know you got the bottle under the desk.
Loosen up.
Ooh, not my earring fell out. See, we already getting
Yeah,
out of
no,
control.
we haven't even drank nothing yet. But let's smell it first. Let's do a little
Okay, yeah,
tasting.
let's get a little whiff.
Do the little pop off.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Hey, ASMR. Let's do some ASMR.
It actually smells really good.
I said that earlier because I said it smelled good earlier.
It smells very well balanced. It doesn't smell
Yeah.
like my eyes burn. You know
It
what I'm
smelled
saying?
rich.
It do.
It smelled like $100 bottle of alcohol.
And it for anyone who's wondering, it retails $89.99.
Yeah.
$90 essentially.
When I got this bottle, I did call my father because he is a whiskey drinker. He loves all
connoisseur.
sorts of whiskeys. And he said $90 for this is actually very, very good.
Yeah, $90 for a good whiskey.
Yeah.
Mind you, this has a couple of awards.
Yep.
So I'm ready.
So let's grab our glasses.
Yeah. Ooh.
Cheers, bitch. Cheers, bitch. And I know we're doing the Martini Club a little bit early today. Today's gonna be the Whiskey Club.
We still gonna have the Martini Club, but we just wanted to go ahead and get this right off the top, okay, of the podcast.
Get you a little sip.
Yeah.
A little sip.
Yeah. Hold on, we gotta do a little swirly swirl like how they do in the wine
Okay.
tastings. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm not even lying.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I could drink this straight.
Yeah.
This isn't even over ice. It has been in the freezer, but
I am feeling a little warmth in the chest. Now that how do you feel about it?
I really like it. Now, okay, let me preference this with I am a whiskey girly.
I'm not.
I am a whiskey drinker. I thought it was really good. I've had some very like strong, potent, elder white man with cigar in his hand whiskey. And that's not what this is. So if that's what you like,
This is not the one.
You're not going to have this drinking in your study. Okay? And this isn't a Shannon Sharp.
We gonna get into him.
This isn't a Shannon Sharp recommended whiskey. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. But this, I feel like this one's kind of for the girls. I can't hold you.
It is for the girls. It's smooth. It's
very
smooth. It's very smooth.
It does burn, but it's not like a...
I gagged a little bit.
I liked it.
I like it as well, but I don't think it's enough for me to want to buy my own bottle and have sitting in here. Not saying it's not good. I'm just not a whiskey drinker like that, so I just feel like I would buy it just because the bottle is pretty.
The bottle is gorgeous.
The bottle is
She's
gorgeous. The bottle is gorgeous, but I'm not there in my financial lifestyle yet that I can be buying shit to look cute on the bar cart.
And that's fair.
Oh, I said, you clocking me or something?
I wasn't sure where you was going with that.
What? What you thought I was going to say?
I wasn't sure where you was going with that.
What?
But no, I just, I thought you was finna say, never mind.
No, I was finna say what? No, say it.
Well, let me take my chains off.
Yeah, let me take it. You have 30 minutes?
Basically, I just thought you said you wasn't going to spend that much on a whiskey. That's all.
Well, I mean, I know whiskey costs that much, but I personally would not spend that much on whiskey because I don't drink whiskey. But I think it is a lot of people
complaining about the price.
That's I know. I'm not. The price is fine.
Okay.
The price is fine. Like I would actually buy this for my dad and gift it to him. I think $100 bottle of good whiskey.
That's actually a very
standard.
Good gift.
If you're not watching the podcast right now, you did see me. I did do a little
joke. The visuals.
I did do a little double take because I could. Oof. That is something that if you're already drunk, please do not take no sip of that. You will projectile. That will
set you over.
It will set you over. Because I'm feeling hot in the chest right now.
Nevertheless,
I'm feeling hot in the chest.
This podcast is not sponsored by SirDavis,
but it could be.
But it could be in the future.
Yvette, we've had this conversation before.
We shut the fuck up.
We do shut the fuck up when asked.
Sign NDAs.
And when papers are presented.
So you just gotta let me know.
Put the motherfucking money in my motherfucking hand.
I'm in Gucci and the Prada and hella fucking bands.
Okay.
I got haters, I got stands. Okay, anyways.
Do they hate it? No. Okay.
I don't really give up, damn. I don't really give a fuck.
Long as you bitches know what's up. Big DOEC. Okay.
Enough. We have gone on about 5 tangents. We do not suffer from any form of neurodivergence. Anyways, so welcome back to the podcast.
Yes.
Sharon, how's your week?
This week, I feel like just put me in the washing machine, turn me on high rinse cycle extra hot water, and just went
what
crazy.
Kind of detergent?
Like, I don't think there was any detergent in there. I just feel like it just felt like I was just on the rinse cycle, just like, like life is really just fucking me up right now.
No soap.
No soap. Raw.
Ooh.
Now that the week is over.
No, please stop. I love Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Now that the week is over, I can say I feel much better. Mm-hmm. Also, I have plans tonight, so I'm feeling really good.
And what kind of plans are those?
I'm doing what I do every Friday night. So.
Okay, well,
yeah,
very interesting. Nevertheless, I had a great week. Actually, no, my week was insane.
Don't be shady.
My week was my week was stupid. Like, when I tell you it was debate on Tuesday, VMAs on Wednesday. I, for some reason, thought that the Emmys were going to be yesterday, but thank God they weren't. But on Tuesday and last night on Thursday, I also had company dinners. It was a whole lot. And then my friend Devon visited.
Shout out friend of the show, Devon.
Yes, DJ Tuvon. Yeah, it's just been a very, and prior to that was New York Fashion Week, which we're about to get into on the Girl Let's Talk segment, but nevertheless, that was my weekend.
Yes, and let's get into the boss.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, there were a lot of events and a lot of pop culture events that happened. First, starting off Tuesday night was the great debate. No, stop. But the debate that we got for the first time between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump.
It was something.
It was something. Prior to this,
it was something.
It was with current President Biden versus former President Donald Trump. I think it's time
to usher in some younger ideals.
Not even younger, but just a different person other than a white man, which we could really get into because I do have all types of sentiments about Vice President Harris, even as a Howard student.
Yep.
Former Howard student, Howard alum.
Yep.
But nevertheless, let's go ahead and first of all, where were you when you watched the debate?
I was sitting right here in this living room on this couch.
Okay.
And I was in here by myself. And I honestly, this was my fault. I should have got a bottle of wine or something because I just knew it was going to be some bullshit. Yeah, just some cutter-upping. I think, and I also just do want to say this before we get into any part of the discussion. While I will be casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris on Tuesday, November the 5th, which is also my birthday.
Hey.
That does not mean I agree with all of her policies. I would just like to put that on the floor. Yeah. I deeply disagree with a lot of them, but I have common sense. And I also know what's at stake. And I do think that everybody needs to, especially if you live in a red state or a swing state, needs to exercise their right, literally purple, needs to exercise their right at the polls. And stroll to the polls. Oh. Stroll to the polls.
Yes. Agreed. Everything that you said, same sentiments. But where I was on the night of the debate, I was downtown because, like I said, on Tuesday night, I had a corporate dinner. And child, I keep forgetting that downtown New York,
Downtown New York is something.
They be having downtown New York racist white people.
Yeah.
Hey, who said that?
Well, that's where a lot of the transplants congregate that are willing to pay $5,000 for an apartment with 7 roommates and you have a flex 2-bedroom.
I wasn't FIDI specifically.
Exactly, and that's exactly where it'd be going down. And they all work at fucking JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Yeah, no, trust, I'm very familiar with the type.
Anyway, so nevertheless, me and my coworker after our corporate dinner decided to go to this bar that will go unnamed because the bar themselves, the people who work there, cool as fuck people. But the people
What bar was it? Have we been there before?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I will probably
don't recommend it to me.
There's no need to go back.
Okay, that's fine.
Like, it was just a bar that was near the dinner that we went to. We went to Serafina.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're good. Recommend. Great pasta. Anyways.
They're a little chain.
Are they?
Yeah, they have a couple. Well, I wouldn't call them a chain, but they have a couple locations here in Manhattan specifically.
The one I went to was in VMAs, and that's what I'm going to say. But yeah, so I was downtown, and I was going to watch it on my phone, and the people in the bar actually turned the TV on and played it. I said, oh, I like it in here. I was sitting there with my coworker. We was drinking, watching it, a kiki, and I will say this, I will get further and deeper into this conversation during the Martini Club, but there were some white male supporters in there coming up in there trying to approach and hit on us.
Supporters of what?
Trump.
Talk to you, a black woman?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which we'll say for the Martini Club, because I have sentiments and theories surrounding why they would approach someone of my appearance. In terms of like how I overall felt about the debate, for me, I felt like VP Harris, she really like set him up, Donald up in multiple instances where he fell. Like she set up the trap.
He took the bait.
And he took it every time. Mm-hmm. I thought she kept it very professional. I did see her want to slip up and say, motherfucker. I did see the slip up.
Bro, they would have had her on the front page of Fox News.
But I will say, in terms of like, I feel like for the most part am aligned with the things that she has said during that debate. Besides her sentiments surrounding Palestine, I feel as though about her, as I do with other people who are in government, that y'all need to be talking about and acknowledging the pain, suffering, and colonization of Palestinian people prior to October of 2023.
October the 7th.
Specifically.
This is decades and decades long. Yes. What I will say, I also think I minored in political science. I wanted to go into politics for honestly a little period of time. And I feel like I have been experiencing politics so much and know so many people behind the curtain when it comes to policies that I feel like I can decipher very well when the lobbyists in AIPAC are talking and when the presidential candidate is talking. And I think the debate I'm not absolving Kamala of anything.
Yeah.
But it was very obvious when I was like, oh, this is APAC talking. Or this is your big money corporations talking. And you're just a figurehead for them. I mean, she's not the first person to have to, like, Obama was doing it, Bush was doing it, Clinton was doing it. Like, every presidential candidate does it. Trump was doing it too.
The only real president that has spoken out against Palestine that I know of is President Carter.
But I'm saying this is beside Palestine.
Oh,
I'm saying, like, when it came to other issues too, like,
sure.
When it came to, I personally don't believe in fracking. I don't think fracking is necessary. I'm also very anti-gun. Regardless, I don't think police should have guns. Agreed. I don't think you should have guns. I for damn sure don't think you need to have military grade weaponry sitting in your home. Absolutely not. I think now the only reason I'm partial gun now is because everybody else is strapped. That it's now kind of like, okay, you need to be strapped as well. But right. I think if you're going to have a gun, you need you a little handgun. You don't need a fucking rifle in your living room. Like, that's crazy.
You don't. You just need like, something to straight up protect you.
Exactly.
You don't need this high level gun that they're using out.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're called
in war.
Yeah, no. With the what they be having, like the automatic. Yeah, the weapons with the automatic pieces.
I don't know that much information about guns, but
I know enough to know that they should not be having them. So yeah, I think a buyback needs to happen.
In terms of how I felt Trump did, I don't know why it's taken me this long, but I realized that this man just says buzzwords. Like, he doesn't actually say or form sentences. He just straight up says buzzwords. And I personally feel as though someone who is like that, who can't form sentences, should not fill the position of a president, but rather social media manager.
Yeah.
He would kill an SEO.
I'm crying.
He would kill it.
I'm crying.
YouTube.
I'm crying.
YouTube.
He's an ad campaign manager. Be an ad campaign manager a week. It was only a matter of time. It only took them 24 hours for them to start basically hate criming Haitians. Especially in Ohio, and I mean, they already hate criming black folk, but it's just going to increase, especially when, God willing, Vice President Harris wins the election. This is where I now say, if you are a black person and is not strapped, I think now might be the time to become strapped, or just know how you're going to protect your home, especially if you live in the deep American South. Agreed.
I think it's very important because regardless of honestly how the election goes, obviously we all hope it will go one way over the other. But black and brown folks, queer folks, I definitely think you need to take precautions and keep yourselves aware, because we've seen what January 6th turned out to be.
And mind you, we were living in DC on Georgia Avenue, like 3/4 of a mile.
I wasn't in DC though that weekend it happened.
Oh, I was there.
I decided to stay home, which is crazy.
I was there. I was sitting. I had just got back from like New Year's or something.
Yeah.
I was sitting in my living room, and at the time I was working for PBS News Hours. So when that news broke, that was like major. That was really, really major. But I lived on Columbia Road, right off of Georgia Ave, next to New Vegan, about a block away from Howard University's campus.
Yeah.
I was in the house by myself, and I was seeing Trumpies walk up and down the street.
Oh no.
Turning on the TV, they got the fucking damn near the Capitol on fire. We could, if
that was a day I'll never
if I wanted
forget.
to, from there, I could like walk to the Capitol in like 30, 40 minutes.
I mean, we did do that
yes, we've done it on multiple occasions, but that was when it was put into perspective how like scary shit is.
Yeah.
And like, it was 3 college-age girls living in a house off Georgia Ave. No, we didn't have no fucking gun. Black girls. Yeah. We didn't have no gun. Like, oh my God, that was a really, really scary day. Like, that was a really, really scary day. And just the news was on repeat. I was like, what if they come up in here? What are we gonna do? That was something.
It's really terrifying. So you are not registered to vote.
Please do
Go to vote.org. It's also in my personal link tree. If you want more information on voting, Project 2025, reproductive justice, DEI. If you don't know this, I'm a part of Watering Hole Media, which basically is this organization of creators. I'm in a writing cohort where we basically provide y'all with the knowledge and the facts to push back against misinformation targeted towards Black and brown communities. So definitely tap in, Watering Hole Media, or through me at Chan&Tiff all over, the socials.
Also, you can go to whenweallvote.com. And honestly, what I think more of y'all need to do is please head to kamalaharris.com and go to the tab that says issues and read through everything.
Get informed.
Just get really, really informed.
Policies.
There are also a lot of credible people on TikTok, like if you want a video version, credible people on TikTok with the credentials to really break stuff down, and not just your homegirl laying in the bed talking, but like actual people that do this and work in policy for a living. So there are people floating around on TikTok that are doing that.
Right.
I watch the news, read some articles. I think it's just too many uninformed people out here. I know everything has a paywall now, so please feel free to go to like NPR, PBS NewsHour, something. Just fucking read, y'all. Like, I feel like that's all I can say. Like, just read and get familiar with how actual government works. And I feel like it'll be easy for you to vote. It'll be easy for you to make a decision. This should not be hard.
It shouldn't be hard, but here's my thing. And I hope he don't watch this podcast, because he does say he is a fan of my content. But a follower of mine did DM me, and after I had posted basically like the clip and sentiments about how Kamala feels about abortions, and he said, I just feel like there's not really a good choice to
vote. Is
he a black man? Yes.
I have thoughts on that.
Upcoming election, and he was just like, I really like appreciate your word. Like, how do you feel about it? And I'm gonna read to y'all exactly what I said in response back to him. And I just want to preface this with, I don't mean no shade.
He texted you all of that? Oh wow. Who was it?
Chandler, I
don't know him. Okay. I just wanted to see.
So let me preface this with, he sent me two things that were already considered debunked in misinformation about Kamala. And so I responded to him saying, quote, all I'm going to say is reading and discernment are skills that some need to work on.
Well, what was he saying that was debunked?
He was talking about the earrings that she was wearing, and how people were saying that they were Bluetooth. Jesus Christ. Bluetooth hearing like earrings. Yes.
Okay. What was the next thing he said?
The other thing was a video about like her, like why she doesn't believe Black Americans should get reparations.
Okay.
Which I haven't watched that full video yet. I need to see the context, but I just think that reading is really important. Also, having discernment.
Yeah, because also
really
if you're reading off of fucking mediatakeout.com and you're getting all your news from the shade room, of course I see why it may be easy to believe that. I also want to say, and what I'm about to say could be a hot take. I think it's a very lukewarm take. But a couple weeks ago, maybe even a couple months ago, I got booed very loudly because I said that for Kamala to win this election, she needs to win the vote of the Black man. And it's looking very slim for her right now. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Black men are not behind her. They're not. They're not.
And I don't know if y'all saw Don Lemon.
Yes, that was a prime example when he got on TikTok.
Yeah, so he posted during the DNC, he was in Chicago, and he went up to a bunch of different Black men who were Trump supporters and asking them like why they chose to support Trump. If not 90% of the answers had to do with the whatchamacallit that we received during the pandemic.
The fucking stimulus check.
Thank you, the stimulus check. Which, to clear that up for anyone who still doesn't understand,
the Democrat of the
let me clear it up. The stimulus check that we all received during the pandemic was, first of all, the reason why we even were going to get a stimulus check was because the Democratic side of Congress was really pushing for it. We were delayed our stimulus check because President Donald Trump at the time wanted to write his signature.
And he's tried to strike it down a couple of times.
Yes.
Also, I would like to say that the economy of the former president, so if you are a current president, you will feel the effects of their economic like bills and such in the next presidency or in their next term. So if you're saying the Biden presidency is fucked up, and I have other thoughts on that, but economically, that is because of all the bullshit that Trump did back in, 2017 to 2020, 2016 to 2020. Mm-hmm. That was that. If y'all, one page of a book would tell you all of that. Well, it's not
even just one page of a book. This is why it's important to you need to do your own research out of what you were taught in school. Like me, I took AP politics and government in high school. And that's why I understand very basic things, which yes, it was an AP class, but a lot of what you're taught in history just simply is not enough. I think it's important for every American to understand the different branches of government, how government works, how honestly even politics works, and the different sides of politics, whether you're on the left or the right, whether you're liberal or conservative, a leftist, or you know what I'm saying. I think it's just important to really understand the history of government, understand what the Constitution is saying. It's important that you yourself do the research. And I'm not talking about the research that Amber Rose did. I'm talking about real research. So, with that being said, let's move on to the VMAs. The VMAs took place on Wednesday of this week, which, first of all, if you didn't know, it was hosted by the hot girl coach, Megan Thee Stallion.
Here we are.
First off, I just want to say I very much have a theory that the girls were auditioning for Britney's upcoming biopic.
I can agree with that.
Okay.
But I also am of the notion that I want everybody to start making their own moments instead of trying to recreate the other ones.
And paying homage.
Because I think you re-wearing a couple of Britney's fits doesn't mean you're qualified enough to do that movie.
Ooh.
Now, the girls, said girls auditioning, quote unquote, allegedly auditioning for this role at the VMAs,
has put up as
I think are very talented, but you popping up to the VMAs in her former dress, okay, can you sing and dance?
I will say, Tate McRae, I'm not a
Well, can you sing, dance, and act?
Well...
Okay.
I have not seen her act.
Because some of y'all got the 2, but not the 3. And that's fine. That's fine. That's really no shade.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know shade because we don't know.
But they could also give it to a rando. Pluck her out of obscurity, and boom, we have a new star. And that would gag us all. And I think that they should do that. I think that they should do that too. I know the internet has their picks.
I think they should do that. I know the internet has their picks. But let's talk about how said girlies paid homage to Britney during the VMAs. So let's first start off with Tate McRae, who we've already spoken about. So she wore a black version of the lace dress that Britney wore on the red carpet for the 2001 VMAs, which, if you don't know, it's basically like this kind of like skin tight lace dress that has a bandeau and underwear under it.
Very cute.
Very cute. Very revealing. It is. But it's like it's cute.
It's very VMA.
It is very VMA. Like the VMAs are for you to have fun.
Yes.
And that's exactly what that outfit is. It's also the same year that she performed Slave for You and had that iconic
slave for you.
Okay, had that iconic.
Oh, should we be singing that?
You know, this isn't an anti-black production, but
side note: the SirDavis got me feeling a little.
I'm there.
Yeah, I'm there, y'all. We didn't even finish our glass. Well, Tiffany did, but I didn't even finish mine. That 88 proof is coming through right now.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
Back to what we were talking about. But yeah, that same year, Britney performed "Slave for You," which is one of the most iconic, memorable performances in VMA history. She brought out an albino python with her on stage, okay? And our host, Megan Thee Stallion, you know, who's the host of the voluptuous Megan Awards.
Stallion.
Word to Keke Palmer. She replicated the outfit and had a real python around her, and she came out and they was playing the song. She's like, all right, cut the music. Somebody come get this thing off me real quick.
She's so cute. I love her.
I love Megan. And it's funny because I'm like, Megan's had plenty of experience with snakes though. Like, because even the WAP music video had snakes in it.
But was she touching them? I don't think she was. I think they were there. I don't think they were on her, but they were in the room. They were
in the room. Yeah, nevertheless, shout out to the albino Burmese pythons that keep making the MTV stage. But yeah, no, I thought Megan looked good in replicating that outfit.
She looked phenomenal.
Now let's talk about Sabrina Saps.
Hey, okay, before we get into Sabrina,
okay,
if you have not listened to her album,
short and sweet,
I suggest
you get up on
that you do that
quickly,
and I mean immediately.
Yeah,
the run she had from Good Graces,
yeah,
all the way to Espresso,
yeah,
that was a run.
It's a really phenomenal great project.
It is that is something that has renewed my love for pop music. Because when I was in middle school, I was a true pop girl. Yeah. And then suddenly, I would say when we got to like college, pop really died for real.
It did.
And I was just like, you know, pop music not hitting. And then Dua Lipa came and saved us. But I was like, Dua Lipa cannot hold it down for everybody.
She can.
And then this year, the girl said, we want to clock into work.
Think about me.
I mean, I know that me espresso. Listen. Between her and Chapel Roan, let's get back to white women screaming on the mic.
The white girlies are back.
Yes, they're so back.
One thing I'll stand behind y'all on, that Popiana.
They're back. We're back.
We're so fucking back.
We're so fucking back.
So fucking back.
So fucking back.
That being said,
she looks phenomenal.
Sabrina's brand.
Yeah.
That hair.
It's strong.
That haircut.
The branding is strong.
The bangs.
Yep.
The makeup.
Yep.
First of all, okay, so let's just talk about the look for a moment. First of all, she wore an inspired dress by Madonna, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was the exact one. So fact check me on that.
I did see something that said it was archived, but
okay,
we could be wrong.
Check me on that.
We could be wrong.
But mind you, the connections of Madonna to Britney, you get it. Anyways, when she came out on stage, one of the monologues from Oops, I Did It Again is what played at the top of her performance. Mind you, her whole aesthetic very much gave Lucky, which is a song by Britney Spears. And if you go look at that music video, it looks like how Sabrina Carpenter was looking on stage. She came down on this gorgeous like crystal and diamond chair. And there was a bunch of astronauts, which is very on brand for the MTV VMAs. But if you're a true Queen Britney stan, you will know that she had an astronaut love interest in the Oops, I Did It Again music video. So the astronauts were on stage as dancers, but she also had an alien on stage, which appeared to be identifying as she, her.
Well, Britney did say, she was like, just kiss a girl next time.
Yo, wait, before we get into Britney's sentiments, before we get into her sentiments, basically, just to like break it down. So, yes, Sabrina danced with astronauts in this alien, and basically, the astronaut and the alien and Sabrina, the three of them, if you're a fan and you're theorizing it based off of the 2003 performance, I believe, of Madonna, Britney, and Christina Aguilera, one of the most controversial moments of VMAs is when Madonna kissed both Britney and Christina on stage. Essentially, that moment that Sabrina had with the alien and the astronaut looks quite similar and might have paid homage to that.
The lesbian agenda wins again.
Yep. People be gay.
They do.
Word to Quinta Brunson.
Yep.
Okay. So that's all of the paid homage of Britney that I want to get into. Let's talk about Katy Perry.
I'm gonna be very honest in this moment.
Ooh.
I did not watch all of the VMAs because
Okay.
I did not want to see all of it. But I
You
familiarized.
could have saw that one.
I didn't see that one actually.
I know I'm saying you should have though.
I familiarized myself with all the things I wanted to see, such as Chaperone, Sabrina Carpenter, Megan Thee Stallion, and Tyla.
Okay, but you ain't want to see Katy Perry?
And I've never been a fan of her for real. Like, I know. Hold on. Wait. I'm not saying I disliked her. She had great music back in the day. I loved it. I bumped it. I listened to it. But I was never somebody that was like Katy Perry down.
We had different childhoods. That's all I'm going to say.
I had
different
Z100
childhoods.
that was on round the clock.
We had different childhoods because I'm going to just say this. I don't play about Katy Perry. That disgusts
No, you don't have to play about her. I'm not saying she has bad music, and I'm also not saying I hate or dislike her. And I'm not saying her hype is not well deserved. Okay. I'm just saying I didn't say that. Hold on.
I feel like Katy Perry and Lady Gaga walked so that Chapel and Sabrina could run.
I think that I think that that's a really heavy statement that I don't know if I'm with you on that one. Girl. I think Katy was eclectic during her time period for sure. If you want to say about Lady Gaga walked so Chapel could
run,
jog, yes.
Oh.
Well, I think
jogging?
In terms of her look. I think a music.
I'm not talking about looks and aesthetic. I'm talking about like success.
You're talking about music wise?
And music, yeah.
Well, I think we need to wait for Chapel to be around a little bit longer, and then we can have that discussion.
No, and that's fair.
Okay.
What I'm saying is they were the forerunners so that this generation could thrive. Like, I feel like they established a lot in pop.
Yes, but well,
especially for like mid 2000s.
No, I'm gonna just say yeah.
Anyways.
Because I think that we need a little more longevity from the girls, and I think they're gonna be here for a while. But you really never know.
Katy Perry did put out her 143 album, which I have not listened to, but I will say personally for me, Katy Perry raised me from I Kissed a Girl, Hot and Cold, to literally Baby You're a Firework, to Roar.
Baby You're a Firework.
My dad loves that. That's his favorite Katy Perry song. Nevertheless,
I am feeling a little tipsy right now. I'm not gonna hold you.
Katy Perry really raised me. But moving on, I thought she had a really good performance for her to be the award winner of the Video Vanguard, which is I believe the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. Her performance with Doechii. Listen, give Doechii 2 years. It's over.
Honestly,
for you.
I give her 1.
Okay.
And I don't even think she needs that much now. If you have
no. I don't think Doechii is there, but the girls aren't there.
I know, but I think with like, the alligator bites, audience needs to but I think with Alligator Bites Never Heal, I think people listen to that project and they say,
very good album.
It is very, very cohesive.
Excuse me, mixtape.
Yeah, it's a mixtape. Very. What's your favorite song on it? Side note. Slide. And then Profit and Wait right up after that. But Slide is the one.
I'm like, what? I love boom bap. I love that because she goes into tongues.
Yes.
But honestly, let me see which one is my favorite one. Because I listened to it. I listened to it all the way through.
Yeah.
Word to the Swamp Princess.
Yeah.
Which I love how that's like her thing that she's identifying as.
You want to talk about talent?
Catfish.
Oh.
Catfish
okay.
for sure.
Okay.
Denial is a ripper.
Yeah, I like Fireflies too.
Obviously, y'all know Nissan Altima is my Bapiana.
Put the motherfucking money in the motherfucking hands. I might have seen
the way I went viral off that little choreo.
Bitches know what's up, big. Okay. Yes.
Listen, dun dada.
Okay. And she be.
Y'all, Doechii commented on that video.
She be spitting.
She checks up on me from time to time.
Yes. She did
it's my
go into the studio and put her pussy on the mic.
Indeed.
She did.
And she knew she did. And also the rollout for that, very intentional. She dropped on a weekly basis a freestyle. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those freestyles are now on that mixtape.
And a lot of your faves actually could never.
Right. And this truly is, she calls this form of music that she has created editorial rap.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's good.
And that's what it
That's
gives.
good. That's good.
The way we just went on a tangent about Doechii. Back to Katy Perry though. I think the moment that her and Doechii had in that center stage where they got real intimate gave me flashbacks to Tiana Taylor and Victoria Monet during that Usher tribute at the past BET Awards. I said the lesbian gay agenda is here.
It's agenda-ing.
I'm here for it. I'm here for
Let's
it.
move on.
Not the deep breath.
Let's move on.
My favorite performances of the night. Well, I want to hear yours first. From the ones you've watched, of course.
Okay. Shout out Gloria Hallelujah Woods. Glorilla. I want her to have everything.
I do.
I really want her to curbin. I really want her to have everything. Like, I think she deserves it all. She's worked extremely hard. And not only has she worked hard, she's consistent.
Yeah.
And consistency, I feel like in the female rap game there's not a lot of them that are extremely consistent. And Glow, she is very consistent because when FNF came out, it was a great bop, but I was like, she might be a one-hit wonder. And then she did it again. And again. And now she got the Beyonce stamp.
Yeah.
Clap it up for Glorilla. Yeah. Clap it up for Glorilla. Sabrina, absolutely. But I've always been a fan of Sabrina, and I always think she puts on a good show. But that's the actress in her.
I want to go to her.
That is the actress in her. That is the actress in her.
And I almost bought a ticket to go by myself.
You should.
Because none of my friends, I literally was asking, I didn't ask you.
You did not ask me because you know I would have said yes.
Because I literally was asking everybody. I was like,
why didn't you ask me?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it because we've gone to concerts together, obviously. But I did want to go see that Short and Sweet tour, so I'm a little bit sick about that.
It's okay. Then Megan, of course, when she brought out, oh my God, what's his name from Mamushi?
God, it's first of all, he's fine as fuck.
Is it Yakichusa?
Hold on, I'm about to pronounce it correctly. I just have to see how it's spelled because no, because I have to like fix my mouth every time I say the Mama Sushi. Yukashiba.
Yukashiba.
I believe that is how you properly pronounce his
Yukashiba. Name. Obviously, we love Meg. Meg has never put on a bad performance to me. Chaperone. Now that's a bitch that can sing live.
That, and not to talk about women's bodies, she got an ass on her.
I'm crying.
She do. Not to talk about women's bodies, but
crying.
She's Kiana.
I'm crying. I am a big.
She look good.
She does look good, and Chapel always puts on a performance. Like, she is somebody that really commits to the bit, and I love that for her.
She's very thoughtful. She's very creative, and she understands the brand that she has.
Yes.
Truthfully.
Yes.
From the aesthetic to the music.
I'm a big fan of Chapel. And those are like my hot points. Okay. I watched others, but those are my hot points. But I do want to, before we move on, I would like to. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Same sentiments with you, but I also want to point out Miss Lisa. You know Lisa from Blackpink?
Oh, yes. Lisa always looks good, though.
She does. No, she's a gorgeous girl. But, and maybe because when I look at Blackpink, I just looked at Blackpink as an entire group. She really can put on a performance. Mm-hmm. The way that she was doing that choreo.
Yeah.
I immediately downloaded Rockstar onto my phone. Immediately. If you follow me on TikTok, y'all saw I was live reacting to the VMAs. I was so astonished. I was like, oh, sister could dance for real. Yeah. And that's why she won that K-pop category. So.
But before we move to our speed round, I want to talk about TikTok and Twitter's current, or X's current hot topic, Tyla. She won an award at the VMAs. What was it, like best Afrobeats artist, or like best Afropop artist? Something like that.
And she actually had a very important message. But I'm gonna let you say your sentiment, and then I'll say mine.
I want to see what you think about this, because she proceeded to win her award. She walked to the stage to go get her award and then said, I don't want to hold this, it's too heavy. Tried to pass it up to Halle. Halle said she wasn't holding that. And then Lil Nas X ended up taking it. Now, this has gotten social media in a little bit of a uproar. Some saying that Tyla is not familiar with Black American culture. Others are saying that she was being very rude. I just want to know, did you see this? And what are your thoughts on that?
I did see it. I don't remember if she gave it to Halle, though.
She did.
Okay. I mean...
Well, she, like, tried to give it to Halle, and Halle was not taking it, and so Lil Nas X took it.
I just think that when you're upstage and you're accepting an award, the brain cells, like... Not that the brain cells leave your head, but you're nervous.
But, like, why would you give the award away?
I don't think she... No, she gave it back to them because it was too heavy, she said. That's literally what she said.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kennedy.
I would interject because she made a tweet where she said...
Wait. Okay. Speak up. Can you come over here and speak in the mic? You don't have to get on camera yet.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so we live studio audience. Come.
Okay. Well, she made a tweet where she said that she was not trying to hand it to Halle.
Well, we don't care about what tweet you made for the PR. Ooh. We want to know.
That was just my clarification, was that she said that she was not trying to. I think Halle even like quote tweeted or something too.
Halle did say it was like notes. I don't remember the exact words, but they very much were aligned of like it's not that deep. And then two, also I hate that overshadowed a very important sentiment that she had, because watching it in the moment, I didn't even pay attention for real that she had handed it off to Halle. I just more saw that she was just like, oh, this shit is fucking heavy.
I don't think it's that deep, nor do I really care that much about it. I just want to know if there were thoughts on it.
My thoughts were on the speech that she had, which is where she talked about how she's very happy that she won this category. And when she shouted out other Afro beats artists and other African artists. And she also pointed out that not every African artist is an Afro beat.
This is a fact.
Artist. And she said that because she wanted to let it be known in the same way that as oftentimes Black people are put into R&B categories when they are indeed creating pop or non-R&B
or
music.
Even like, because Tizo Touchdown is alternative. He don't make no R&B music.
If we really want to talk about it, she was pointing out the fact that there are a lot of African artists that do not just sit within the Afrobeats realm, but go into other musical genres. And I thought that was very important that she clocked that. But, you know, she also said that she got a VMA and she was very happy about it. And I was very happy for her. You know, this is a Tyla State account over here, so.
I like Tyla, so I don't care. I also didn't think any heavily about it until
you're the president of her fan club.
I am. We were in Soul Cycle last week, and for the self ride with Tramel at 9:30, Soul Survivor. No, I'm sorry, Tramel at 10:45, Soul Survivor. On the Self Ride, he played Safer. I personally did not think anything about the issue when it happened. Like, I didn't think anything of it until people started saying something about it. But I just wanted to gauge thoughts.
We're going to go ahead and get into our pop culture speed round.
Hot one-liners.
Yes.
Shannon Sharp accidentally, as he said, went live during an intimate moment on Instagram. And there were some choice things that were said that the people have heard.
Oh, so you've listened to it?
I did.
Oh.
I did.
Well,
did you listen to it?
I did.
Okay then. It's like, I mean, like, the whole TL was listening to it. I just want to see, see what was going on.
That's it.
Okay. Beyoncé has received 0 CMA nominations.
Which,
honestly, that was to be expected.
Yep, thank you.
That was to be expected.
Not surprised there.
Not at all.
No shocker. 2016 CMA's performance. Go check it out. Go research it. Boom.
And I don't want to spend too much time on this moment because I'm going to drop a TikTok talking about this.
Oh.
But Taylor Swift has just endorsed Kamala Harris. Everybody's giving her 10s. I won't even give her a 1 because you did be below the bare minimum. And I think white women are allowed to be less than mediocre and get praised for it. And I just personally don't like that. But anyway, she endorsed Kamala Harris, something we have asked you to do quite literally months ago. And then in the middle of your argument, you proceeded to say that, you didn't like the AI Trump endorsement, but you didn't say anything when that happened months ago. So it leads one to believe that you simply did not give a damn. Then you proceeded to call yourself a childless cat lady. Whatever. My main issue with the sentiment is your bestie, your homegirl, Brittany Mahomes, married to Patrick Mahomes, a black man at that, is a known, open, and loudmouth Trumpy/Trumper. And
Has
you
she
was hanging out.
Wait, question, because I honestly have not looked into
No, she officially
said that she was a it wasn't just that she liked the post.
No, she said it on multiple occasions and did not give a fuck. And you were hanging out with her on Sunday. So I personally am of the belief that you should feel so strongly about your politics and about your morals that you need to be willing to cut anybody off for them. Because if you fuck with Trump, you not fucking with me.
Well, let me just say this. I think that Taylor Swift is a reflection of a lot of current liberal white women who have a lot of...
This is the white American story.
They have friends around them. I'm not going to say a lot, but they have some friends around them
it's
that
mixed
are
for
on
sure.
the more conservative spectrum that would not support. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics of her song, "The Man," it's a little bit.
It's white feminism at its peak.
Very much white feminism where it lacks intersectionality. And the thing about it is, yes, I am glad she did speak out because I think she needed to speak out, one, for her audience, because in that moment, she does have a lot of audience that doesn't lie with Trump. And she did get some flack from other celebrities or, even some fans that are for Trump of hers. And that is, in a result, going to, I'm not going to say harm her in any way, but it is going to negatively impact her. But
it might
also too, I'm not
pockets.
surprised about this because I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% sure, so y'all can fact check me, that she endorsed Hillary Clinton.
She did.
Yeah.
But
so this is not a shocker to me, but also too, the point that I'm making is there are certain type of white women who consider themselves to be liberal, who align themselves with very conservative, homophobic, racist, transphobic type of people. And that's not what I'm saying about Brittany Mahomes. I personally don't know her tea, but in the past, Taylor has frequented herself around people who are like that.
And that's where I come to a point of, where you simply cannot believe in the things you say you believe in, because you just simply would not be surrounding yourself with people that feel and act this way. That's how I feel personally. I know it's not the reality for a lot of people, but I just think that, like, if you're around me and you say blatantly you don't fuck with gay people, then I'm not fucking with you. That's it.
I ripped the Band-Aid off right when I started talking to a man. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. We talk about it in the
now.
Yeah, we need to talk about it in the first
we can
15 minutes, and we don't even have to
now.
get to the entree. So, but Caitlin Clark also liked that post, and she's been receiving a lot of flack from conservatives and her quote unquote supporters. But honestly, I just want to say, black folk told y'all they were going to make her the poster child for white supremacy. Everybody said we was doing the absolute most. Look at what they did. Now, this is not to say that Caitlin Clark is a conservative. I've never even thought about her, so I don't know
anything about how she politically aligns herself. She very much just gets up in the morning and plays basketball.
Exactly, and that's how I see her, as somebody that get up in the morning and play basketball, and she like to do that. Yeah. Y'all have made her out to be this whatever, and
that's why her fans are upset, because they've concocted a different vision of her in their mind. They saw how Angel Reese was taking over women's basketball, and they needed a great white fight, and that's just really what that is. And they wanted Caitlin Clark to be the poster child of that, but Caitlin Clark did not sign up to be that. She didn't. And y'all, in the same way that when we're dating, we be making up concepts of men, we already envisioning things about men in our mind. That's what some of y'all did. And that's what I'm going to leave it at that.
So, let's get into our viral clip of the week.
Yes.
There is not somebody more pro-black than a light-skinned black person that's tired of people thinking that they mixed. When I tell y'all, bro, they be the most pro-black people in this world.
How do you feel about that?
Well,
Miss Dominican over here, the Puerto Rican
y'all
princess.
See how she do me? Y'all hear how they be trying to dim my blackness.
I'm crying.
Nevertheless, I am the light-skinned friend who has to constantly defend themselves in public about being black and black only.
Well, you could look at me and know I got 8 black great
They not talking about you. But yeah,
baby, I'm the color of this SirDavis.
You're done. She's not allowed to drink anymore.
Cut it off! I am.
Anyways.
That 88 proof kicking in.
Anyways, I identify as black. I was raised as black.
You say nigga?
And do. Nigga.
I bet I say it. Where you came at?
All right, let's get into Girl, Let's Talk.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the beauty and fashion segment.
Yep.
This week we are going to talk about, just an overview of like our New York Fashion Week experience. First and foremost, I want to say I did not plan on doing New York Fashion Week this year, and somehow I got caught up. I did plan on going to the Essence Fashion House with Chan and Kennedy, our studio audience.
Yep.
And I will say it was a really good event, but I feel like the issue that I had with the event is it was giving the who's who.
Yes.
And I felt as though there was a lot of great creators in the room, but they did not know how to properly network. I will say myself included, I did not really properly network, but that's because my feet were hurting.
I'm crying. I think if you want to throw a networking event, you need to explicitly call it a networking event. I'm not saying this is what Essence did. I just think that moving forward, that's what people need to call it. I personally have not been, and I want to use my language extremely carefully here. Okay. I personally am not a fan of some industry events, because what happens is people that think they're somebody And then the somebodies pull up and they all get in a room together and everybody thinks they're, I don't want to make a generalization and say everybody, but a lot of people feel like they're too good for the rest of the people in attendance.
Yeah.
And that was the vibe I was getting from the event. But that's also not the first event I've been to that's given that vibe. Hence why I don't frequent a lot of Fashion Week events. And I think it is more prominent in the fashion space, where it's just kind of like, oh, my outfit looks better than hers, or like, oh, well, I work at so-and-so magazine and you freelance. So it's just kind of like, there's this underlying, I feel like, hierarchy that sometimes gets enacted when you go to these events. And it just personally makes me uncomfortable because then I get scared to talk to people. And not even talk to people on like, oh my God, you're my favorite creator, but just kind of like a, hey, how are you? I like your outfit. Or a, hey, how are you? What are you doing here for? Like, why are you here? And that's why people get scared to pull up to these events by themselves, because the aura points down 100. The aura of these events just like suck. And this is not me talking about the Essence event. This is me just talking about Fashion Week events in general. And that's how I feel about it.
Okay. For me, I mean, I said my sentiments on the Essence Fashion House experience, but I did end up going to another fashion show, which was just not on my cards. So I went to brunch with my good friend Creamton, Connor Cree Mosby.
Hi, Cree. Ooh, not the government.
I'm dead. It's on his Instagram.
I'm crying.
But basically, my friend, he oversees a couple of different restaurants, and so we hadn't seen each other, y'all, since I cut my bangs. Also, this is the first time I just realized that the podcast is seeing my cut bangs. Y'all, I cut my bangs over a month ago.
No, they saw you on Empaths.
But my bangs were not. My hair was slicked back.
Oh yeah.
So this is the first time the pod is seeing the. Damn, this is a hard launch for the pod.
Wow.
Right, clap it up.
Clap it up.
Anyways, we went to Rosevale Kitchen and Bar, which is one of the restaurants that he oversees, and upstairs at Star Child at their rooftop, they had a fashion show week event, and the designer basically took like different fabrics, whether it was off of furniture, in the house that they grew up in, and created them into dresses, and each dress had a reveal. So like they would like either unclip the dress, and it would like have this beautiful reveal of a different fabric.
That's cute.
It was very much show and tell. It was very much like an experience. It wasn't just somebody walking down the runway. It was like big reveals. It was, we're about to show you this, but we're gonna give you this as well. Like it was just a really,
I give you Paris
in springtime. Okay, that's what it was giving. And then later that night, I went to an after party at Lucy's.
I'm crying.
And ended up in a section. Shout out to our friend Lawrence.
Shout out Lawrence. Yeah, shout out Lawrence.
Shout out to
I didn't even go to Lucy's, but the next night
we hung out with him again. God bless his heart. He invited me out to this section that him and his friends had, which conspired of a bunch of HBCUers, some designers, and we just had a really good time. Really good time.
I will say I didn't really engage with Fashion Week that much this year, but I did attend Billboard's Rap and R&B Week.
Yes.
Y'all.
Oh, let's talk about that.
I'm so excited. Because I have been, for the past couple of months, like for probably the past like 6 or 7 months, I've been telling everybody I want to go see Boss Man D-Lo in concert. And the masses clowned me. I almost got booed a couple times because they were like, why would you pay to see Boss Man D-Lo? And I was like, why would you not? I'd be like, it's probably going to be no more than $30, $40.
Yeah.
Going to be at a real small venue, and I'm going to go there, turn up, and leave. He going to do his little 8 to 10 songs and leave.
Right.
Well, I forgot about this, but a couple months ago, Quincy, shout out Quincy, hit me up and was like, oh, Billboard's doing this event. Boss Man D-Lo is rapping. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
That was back in like July. And I forgot about it till he texted me the day before the Essence event. And he was like, are you still coming to the Boss Man D-Lo concert? And I was like, holy shit. I was like, yes, I am still coming to the Boss Man D-Lo concert. And it was Big X the Plug, Boss Man D-Lo, and Tizo Touchdown, and they had it at a roller skating rink in Bushwick. and it wasn't too full.
Oh, was it that roller skating we went
yes,
to?
It was, yes.
Funny.
We were at Xanadu. It was so lit. It wasn't completely full. It was a lot of space. And this is the one thing I like concerts with older people because it was real respectful. It was no moshing. Everybody had a good amount of space. Even if you were standing at the back, you could still see well because the stage was low.
Nice.
Honestly, immaculate production. 10 out of 10. I've never thought to actually have a concert at a roller skating rink, but I think more people should do that and do not sell out the entire roller rink. Concerts always don't need to be packed ass to cat. I'm a true believer of that.
Right.
And it really showed me you can be lit and everybody can still have breathing room. And you can jump up and down and do your little 1-2 and shake your little ass and not be up on the person in front and behind you. So I had a great time.
I'm weak.
I had a great time.
And I completely forgot. I ended up going to that after party.
And
with y'all.
then we went to the after
party.
party. And guess who was there? None other than Ice Spice.
Y'all. She came in there and did, what did she did?
She didn't even rap nothing. She came in there.
She did rap.
No, she stood on the DJ booth and lip sank. And she did her BBL bounce. She don't have no BBL, but she did the BBL bounce.
No,
she did 2 songs. She got down and she left.
Honestly though, period.
Yeah,
listen,
she truly.
up.
It was an appearance. There was no performance. It was an appearance.
It was an appearance.
The flyer said "appearance by Ice Spice." She appeared and she disappeared.
I love it. It was so funny, y'all, because by that time of the night, I was so lit.
Yeah, no, we were lit.
I was sitting down on the couch, Chandler, and everybody around me were recording. I was like, I ain't got the strength, child.
I got home in my Uber. I ordered Wingstop at 4 a.m. and I quite literally was sitting on the floor eating Wingstop with Bel Air playing extremely loudly in the background. I was so lit.
That's how you know we had a time.
Yeah, we had a time. Was that on Friday or Saturday night?
That was Friday.
Damn. And we started the weekend crazy too. The next day, I just laid on the couch. I got up and went to Soul Cycle. Don't know how I did it, but I went and I laid on the couch all day long. All day long. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow.
I did not rest, and I haven't rested. I've been out every night since last Friday. That's sick in the head.
And she finna go out tonight too, because you should have seen the shoes she walked in with. I said, "Oh, where are you going?" She said, "Somewhere." I said, "Okay."
And is.
Yeah, I'm not.
And now it is time for the Martini Club. Today, wait before we cheers.
Okay.
Today we have a well-balanced cocktail by our lovely local bartender, Kennedy Jackson. I don't know if you have a bartender name.
I do not.
She does not. What's your stud name? What's your real name?
I fucking mean. Can you please come to the mic and tell the folks what's in this drink?
And speak into the microphone.
Okay, into the microphone. We are making Miss Beyoncé's signature cocktail with her SirDavis.
Oh, this is off the website.
This is off the website. This is
her
recipe.
You know, I don't know if y'all knew, but Yvette sent this right to us.
Yes.
And we decided to go ahead and make it.
Okay, so we are the tasters. Okay, so
tastemakers.
What we have is whiskey,
SirDavis.
Okay, to be exact. All right, honey syrup. And lemon juice with a lemon twist garnish. Okay?
Get into it. If you watching on YouTube, get into
Cheers,
it.
bitch.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch. Taste test. Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
honestly, that's better than drinking that straight up. Not gonna hold y'all, because them first couple sips had me. They had me in the first half, and they're about to get me in the second half.
So let's go ahead and get into our segment. I just want to go back and talk about the situation that me and my coworker, shout out Francis, that's my girl. We were downtown in New York. Again, this is when it was the night of the debate, Tuesday night, at this bar that frequent predominantly middle-aged white men and like white women, I would say in their like 30s, early 30s, late 20s.
Is it giving upper middle class?
It's giving they work in finance.
Okay.
Looking for a man in finance. 6'5".
Trust fund, blue eyes.
Yeah, that's what it was giving.
Okay.
With like the love of Trump. Oh, okay. Anyways, So
Yikes.
we were sitting down watching the debate, and this man comes up to us, and just the way he said it is what really set me off. He said, "Oh my God, y'all are just so beautiful."
Is Frances black too?
She's black.
Okay.
To give context, my coworker is also black. And he comes up to us, this guy, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, y'all are just so beautiful. Like, oh, I'm just so blessed to be in your presence." He says this on his way to the bathroom. We're just like, "Oh, thank you, hee hee ha." I go to the bathroom. I come back out the bathroom, and this man is running his damn mouth in her ear. And he starts to talk about if Vice President Harris becomes president, that he will be going back to his home country of Italy. Yes.
Well, if that's your home country, you can't even vote.
Gag it.
Oh, okay, because we could clock that T. It's too many people that got opinions on shit that can't even vote.
I don't even know if he really has access to his home country like that. He sound American. He sound like a white American man.
Well, if you feel so inclined,
go.
Please go. Please do so.
Anyways, so he's sitting there and he's just like, Trump would be like a really great person for us.
Us? Who's us?
Who
are we?
I'm looking left.
Who are they? What are those?
And I'm looking right.
Yep. I'm looking up and I'm
looking
looking down.
And all I see
is white.
Is two niggas in sight.
Yo.
Listen, I don't know why. I don't know why.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
I do not know why.
I'm going to give you your 10. That was good.
I do not know why he thought that was appropriate to say. Now I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along those lines to us two very black women.
I think sometimes, not to interrupt you, I think sometimes some non-black people do not, and this also includes other people of color, do not have a filter or know what is or isn't appropriate when they're speaking to black women specifically.
Yes, agreed.
I've seen it and felt it happen on too many occasions, down to the very small microaggression of, "Oh my God, your hair."
Yes, and then their hands in your hair.
And all the way up to what he's doing, thinking that thinking it's just a cute, harmless.
It's definitely
and it's like, oh, you didn't in your mind didn't think that was appropriate? Didn't think that was inappropriate?
Now, typically I would have the time, but that day I had no voice. So I just said, "Thank you, sir." And I had to say it a couple more times for him to leave.
Or my mom be saying, "Step on, my brother." Step on.
I can see Jocelyn saying
Step
that.
on.
My point, though, that I want to make here is, one, you would think someone who is a Trump supporter would not be interested in someone who looks like me.
Hey, no, that's not true. That's not true.
Let me say my theory.
Yep.
Let me say my sentiment.
Yep. I have the same one.
I feel as though that there are a lot of, I'm going to specifically say white people, since he was a white man, white men who are inherently racist. Now, I'm not saying he's racist, but he is a firm
bias there.
Supporter in Trump who spews racist things, and has done racist things in the past to black people specifically. I feel as though that there are a lot of racist white people who have an infatuation and almost an obsession that's odd, a fetish, if you will, of black people. And when they are caught up in the moment, they slip up and they realize that they are attracted to black people, but they can't explain as to why. And he obviously said that we were pretty, but the way that he said it and the way that his mannerisms were was that he could not believe that we were pretty.
That's why a lot use the language of like, "You're pretty for a black girl."
Right. Now, he didn't slip up that much.
He didn't need to.
It gave that.
Yeah.
It 100% gave that. And to me, I knew it was off-putting, but I couldn't put my finger on it in the moment. And after sitting on it for a couple of days, I'm like, that's why it really rubbed me the wrong way. Outside of him just being like a Trump supporter and like trying to push Trump onto us, like, sir, We had not vocally said anything about, at that point in the bar, about our support for Harris, but you know, I don't know. I just think that like white people just really have audacity, and like y'all need to get from around me if you are a Trump supporter. That's all I'm gonna say. If you, and goes for anybody of any color, of any race, creed, or religion, if you align with the things that Trump aligns with, if you're a Trump supporter, if you are homophobic, if you are transphobic, honestly, anything that's not for the people, get from around me.
Yeah, respectfully. No, for real. And quickly.
Urgently. So that's my martini club theory. Well, my theory, dating. Not dating, because I wasn't dating, but white male Trump theory of them liking black women.
Yep.
Anything that you have to say for this martini club?
I also think that a lot of Southern black men, a couple years ago, Pornhub released their most searched video per state, and almost all of the states in the deep American South had something to do with like some sort of like black woman. Ebony was the term that was used.
Interesting.
But some sort of like a black woman fetish or like black woman video. Some video that involved some sort of black woman or black feminine presenting person. And I think it's less about them going, oh my God, how are you so pretty, but you're black, and more about the fact of like
sexualization.
Yes. And the extreme fetishization of black women that dates back to slavery.
Yeah.
As everything does. So that's how I feel about it. I also think part of how some non-black people, and this includes people of color, act in spaces is also one of the reasons I'm hesitant to date a non-black person. Not saying I would not, but that is in one of my hesitancies. That it's like,
that's
okay,
fair to have as a black woman.
You can be as, you know, you can be as pro-black, as liberal, as as me. But then when I get in the room with your family, what's going on? There are also certain things that when I come home from a long day of work, or I come home from certain things, I don't want to have to explain to you what a microaggression was, or why I was upset that a coworker said X, Y, and Z to me.
Yeah.
I also don't want to have to explain to you about how I thought it was weird that somebody was following me in the store, and your response is, well, they were just doing their job. So, I just think that there are unconscious and underlying biases that I personally would like to not deal with. And I think that more people in interracial relationships deal with them than they would like to admit. And I'm not saying there's necessarily anything wrong with that. And if you have the time and the patience to want to explain that, I like all props to you, but that's just something I'm not in the business of doing. Especially, I went to Howard on purpose. I have all black friends on purpose. I work for a black organization on purpose, and I do things where I surround myself with other black and queer people on purpose. So I just don't see my marriage and then committing to spend a lot of other time with somebody else's family that will now be my family, stepping outside of that.
Watch Chandler end up with a white man.
Don't ever say that in your life. Don't ever say that in your life. I actually don't think that that's funny. I don't think that that's funny.
That's hilarious.
I would never play like that in my life. I can't.
Why would you never play?
No, I said don't play like that with me in your life. I just feel like if I were to, I don't know. I just think that underlying of all that it
depends. It really, I feel like it depends. As someone who has dated outside of her race, it depends.
But I don't want to have to find out if it depends or not.
I mean, you can find out within the first day.
But
if you asking the right questions.
Well, yes, but then there are also things.
The right questions.
Yes, but you don't know everything from having a 2-hour date with somebody. There are sometimes that you have to just live through those experiences with people.
You're right,
and I don't want to live through them.
I'm very much like, for me, and this is what I always say.
Other things, like if you have kids, that's a whole other can of worms.
Well, see, I'm glad you brought that up, because one thing that I always say, like, when I'm dating men outside of my race, this is not by choice. This is by circumstance. When I do date men out of my race, the first thing that gets brought up at the very first date is, if you were to have black children, are you protecting them?
But I don't even think that that's the correct wording. Because, like, obviously, yeah, any parent is going to protect their kids, but are you going to do the correct wording should be, are you going to do your due diligence to, one, treat your child, to tell your child that they are black.
Yes.
Take the time to learn with them the implications of being black, what being black in America means, what protecting your brothers and sisters, not your blood brothers and sisters, but like everybody in the black community looks like. So I think that it's just, you could ask the right questions, and then boom, y'all been together 3 years, you have a situation, and you be like, oh, I had no idea. Or you could be dating the most liberal person in the world. They could be the perfect match. Everything is great. Boom, you meet their grandma. This and this and that. That's just not, I want to be able to go to your family's house and not feel like when I leave, they're calling me a nigga.
Yes. And I hear you on that. And I feel like I just summed it up to, like, the main question that I asked, but I do ask a lot more questions like that. I was just saying that, like, I will say this in terms of the grandparent comment. I'm not speaking on my family specifically, but I know a lot of ignorant black grown folks.
Yeah.
But
that's also, for me, depending on what it is that we're talking about, what it is that's going on, how often is it happening when we come over, that's a deal breaker for me as well.
No, that is.
So, ignorant black folk, ignorant white folk, I don't care. I don't care.
I'm just saying, like, I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just saying, not that I've personally experienced, at least not in front of my face, because I've met people's parents and their grandparents, and they've always welcomed me and treated me very respectfully, and also acknowledged the fact that I was black, which is very important to me. But I've also seen how some black grandparents be acting. I'm not going to say my family, but I've seen how other, aunties and uncles and black grandparents have acted, and they be having their little slip-ups.
Are you saying homophobia runs rampant in the black community? Absolutely. But that's a conversation for a different day. But that's also another thing where it's like, I'm not going to be putting up with that either when I come home. No, but
that's what I'm saying.
So, and I would never be the person to be like, you need to cut off your family for me, because it's never giving that. It's never giving that. But I'm
just saying that battle isn't just like, unfortunate.
Yes, but I do think the battle is heavier when you're dealing with somebody that also
relate,
but also is not familiar with the black American American experience specifically. Because I even do think there are also barriers when you're dating somebody that's not a black. They're black, but they're not a black American.
Hey.
So I dated somebody that was Caribbean. Yeah. And parents were immigrants, and there was a barrier there. Like, there was a barrier where it ultimately did not working out, because we just had two very, very, very different upbringings. That it's like, it's just nothing that's going to. Now, I'm not saying that's for everybody, but it's just saying, like, it just comes down to do you want to put up with it? And the other person was like, no.
It comes down to, do you want to put up with it? And it comes down to, are you willing to understand? Like, that's really, I think the reason why there are so many successful interracial relationships, and even within like one race, like, but different ethnicities. Mm-hmm. I think the reason why they're so successful is because they are open and willing to understand and look at it from your point of view. That's the only way that they can truly be successful, because it's not gonna work. Yeah, I'm dead. We tapped on a lot just now.
We did. I mean, I feel everybody's entitled to feel how they feel about it, but I think I already deal with so much stress, like outside factor stress that I cannot control.
Yeah.
That I don't also need to be coming back to what I feel, to my partner, to my safe space, to then be doing to have a teaching moment with you. Yeah. And I think teaching moments should happen in relationships, but I don't want to have a teaching moment about being Black. Now, if you want to have a teaching moment about something else, cool. But but having a teaching moment about an experience that I live all day, every day, and cannot turn off, and I have to explain to you every little thing about that experience that I'm currently having, because you will never understand that. No. And it has worked. Like, I think Kamala Harris and Doug are a good example. Ketanji Brown Jackson,
in love with each other.
Ketanji Brown Jackson and her husband are an amazing example. Like, it works, and it works.
But also, to give Ketanji Brown Jackson, though, was in a very unique situation where her husband, one, was an activist.
Oh yes, yes. So that means
like he's done the work, he's done the research. Like, that's a very specific type of person who, regardless of honestly what race you are, like, they did the work. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying there are other couples like them.
Yeah.
That I can't think of off the top of my head right now, but that do work and have worked. Also, I don't want to have kids, so that's not a factor anyway. Yeah. But the next thing would be like, okay, we really need to get on the same page about raising our children. Yeah. And that's another factor. And then, like, prepping them for potential encounters with the police. Like, it's just too layered.
It's a lot of conversations.
And it's so layered that it's just kind of like, I just need to do this with somebody Black. And I'm being serious. I don't know. Why are you laughing? I'm being for real.
I'm laughing, but also to, like, I understand the reality of times that we're in. And, like, ideally, like, I would love to be with a Black person, but I also understand based off of the demographics that I'm receiving,
I will be single before I just, like, settle for some.
Well, but you might not be settling though. You might really find a great person who, like, is willing to do the work and wants to see you succeed as a Black woman who is not Black. You never know.
That's fine. And I think that's great. And I'm not saying that they're not out there. I'm saying my personal preference is that is something that I don't necessarily want to do and probably will not do.
Let's break this down.
Okay, go ahead.
A non-Black person.
Go ahead, Tiffany. Go ahead.
A non-Black person. Y'all both have very similar interests.
What race are they? Because that plays a role. No, it does. It's important.
Okay, pick any race. It really don't matter.
No, this is your story. You asking me these questions.
Oh, white man.
Okay.
Who has similar interests in that you have. Very passionate about the way that they look and their appearance. Is on time to things.
Oh.
This bitch want me to fight her right now. Anyways, yeah.
On time, you say. Go ahead, keep going. No, what are the other characteristics?
Likes the same television shows and movies that you like. Okay, and also understands that you are a Black woman and that you navigate as a Black woman in this world, and that you are going to face experiences that he will never bat an eye across.
Is he fly?
He can dress, so yes.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you would not be with a non-fly, non-Black.
This is a fact.
Yeah. Anyways,
what are you asking me?
I'm just pitching to you.
No, I'm saying, but yeah, I'm trying to give me the whole pitch.
Okay. He's very much in tune and understanding, not from his personal experience, but from research or from dating other Black women, because I don't think that you should be the first. And willing to learn, but not at your expense and not through you.
Okay.
Would you be open to it?
Maybe. I think I would go into it extremely, and this is me being honest, I would go into it extremely reluctant. As I say all the things I'm saying, this is not me being against. This is just me saying what I simply prefer.
Yeah, no, I think everybody understands that.
Like, so I want to make that clear. Y'all be like, she ain't never gonna, like, just, I just want to put that out there. I just want to say. But I think that, I mean, like, yeah, I guess when you put it like that, I would be open, but I think it would be, I feel like I would have a harder time opening up knowing of what might lie ahead. And that would then cause strife in our relationship. I had this conversation.
That's fair.
I had this conversation yesterday where I said, in general, I think I am what I would say or describe as, and you let me know, as honestly just like a difficult person to date in general, because one, I'm very busy, I have a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
I require a certain standard of things because I have a certain standard for myself that you need to be able to at least match that or meet that. Also, I'm not quick to open up. It's not something I do very often. I don't have a lot of new friends. All my friends I've had for some years, except for Sheila, and
love Sheila.
She is a one-off. Like, Sheila. She is literally a one-off. Like, I don't take up new friends. I don't open up to people very often. So I think when you add how I already know who I am and how I maneuver about relationships and dating, yes. Adding that on top of the fact that you're white, the process that may have taken 9 months is going to take longer.
Okay, that's fair.
And do you want to stick around for that? And like the black folks say they don't want to stick around for that. So I mean, can't expect a white man to. And that's not me projecting. I'm just, again, preference. But
I honestly, at the end of the day, I really think it depends.
It depends. I don't know. Maybe y'all see me with a white. I don't know.
I just think that it's a really cool and fun opportunity if, as in HBCUer, you get to date another HBCUer. That's what I would say.
I agree. I think as somebody that has dated a lot of them, I think it's great. I think it's great. I think there's a level of understanding that's there.
Yes, there's a level of intellectualism as well.
But I think everybody just be on funnies. And maybe that's because we're 24 and 25. But everybody just do be on joke time. And everybody on joke time. But that's it for the Martini Club, y'all. Before I really get to going. I
don't want to spill my business.
Yeah, I don't either. Because I'm going to tell you when we close the mics off, because I got something else to say. About
so what are you doing tonight, Chandler?
I'm having a nice Friday night in. I actually go, there's like a bottle of wine coming on delivery here right now. I'm probably gonna watch like Interview with the Vampire, which is really good.
Oh, that's my fucking show.
Maybe I'll watch Jumping the Broom. I haven't seen it in a while.
Let me tell y'all something before we cut this fucking shit off. Every time Taylor turns on that TV screen, Alonzo come across my damn screen.
Her versus Paula Patty.
Don't forget Angela Bassett.
Paula Payne.
Don't forget Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett did the thing.
Okay.
Making Good. Mm-hmm. Who else is in that movie?
D-Ray Davis.
D-Ray Davis.
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps. Pooch Hall. Derwin from The Game.
Lil Romeo.
What's her name from Why Did I Get Married? What's her name? Tasha Smith.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. It's a film.
It's a real, honestly.
It's a film. It's a black classic.
I would love to have my wedding on Martha's Vineyard.
I would like that for you. I see that for you.
A black wedding on Martha's Vineyard.
I see that for you. I like that.
Black.
You're gonna have to book that today, so it'll be ready in the next like 5 years. You're gonna have to book it today. You know that should just be booked up.
So,
but the camera finna die, so we should wrap this up.
All right, y'all. Well, the camera finna die. The mic's finna go down. Thank you, as always, for joining us. As always, you can follow me, Mommy Tiff, on all socials. Chandler.
You can follow me, Chandler C. Carter, or Chandelicia, Chandelyca. I'm trying to do it for the camera die. On TikTok. And cheers, bitch.
Feminine Chaos everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
We're out.